Hello everyone, welcome to my live once again. I'm Vasana. Thank you for joining my live once again. I would like to know where you are tuning in from. I decided to do lives to stay in touch with you because this lockdown situation can be a bit frustrating for everyone. So, a few years ago, doing a live was not on my bucket list. Today, I'll be talking about three main fears I had and how I overcame them. Could you please tell me whether you can hear me properly? Hello, Mohini. Hello, Donna. It's good to see you. So, today I'll be talking about three main fears I had and how I overcame them. So, there are fears that we live with, and there are fears that we live with forever, and that's okay, such as the fear I have for insects. I don't think it'll go away. But there are fears that affect our future and that we need to uh, do something about. So yeah, so you can hear me properly. I can't see my camera. I hope you can see my camera. So there are fears that affect our future, and there are fears that we need to overcome in order to professionally develop ourselves and personally develop ourselves. So one of the biggest fears I had was the fear of heights. So that started when I was 5 years old. I fell off a staircase and I broke one of my arms. That was one incident. And there was another incident. I fell off a staircase and I lost all my front teeth. I couldn't go to school for a week, and that made me believe that I can't climb stairs or I can't climb mountains. I was so afraid of tall buildings. I couldn't look down from tall buildings for a long time. But in 2008, thanks to my brother and my sister-in-law, I got the chance to go to Nepal and I did paragliding. And that was the moment I felt that I overcame that fear. So I always challenge myself uh, to look from tall buildings, climb mountains. I used to do lots of adventurous things to overcome that fear I had. So that was one of the biggest fears I had. And the second biggest fear I had was the fear of public speaking. When I was going to school, I wasn't confident at all. I wouldn't have thought of doing this kind of a live, and I always felt that the stage is not for me, and I'm not meant for the stage or not meant for public speaking because especially because of my skin, I thought that I will not be accepted on stage, and I didn't have a proper voice. I used to always tell myself I'm not for public speaking. I'm not suitable for public speaking. I used to confine myself to writing poems, stories, and I was quite good at studies. So I used to focus myself on those things rather than uh, developing my social skills. But when I became a teacher, the feedback I got from my students made me believe that I can talk, I can do something to the public. And here I am, I'm talking to the whole world online and doing a live. So I believe that that confidence is something that we develop slowly with the help of others, and it's always good to challenge ourselves as well. So it's a risk worth taking. So I'm really proud of myself for uh, overcoming that fear and doing this kind of a live and talking to you all. And the third biggest fear I had was the fear of the future. I used to think too much about the risks. I always used to analyze all the risks, and I stopped myself from taking decisions. I used to think so much, and then I felt that I will not be enjoying my life because I'm thinking about risks all the time. So, for example, starting this business, I felt that it's risky. People will not buy from me. I don't have any marketing skills. What if people reject me and I'm not suitable for a business? How can I start my own business? I used to think about all the risks and I stopped myself. But uh, I thought I will try this. I will take a risk and I will challenge myself and I will change my life for good. So I'm really glad I took that decision and I could beat that fear. And sometimes it's good to take risks. There are risks that we should not take in life, but there are risks that we need to take as well. So the fear, what is this fear? It's non-existent, isn't it? So if you have similar fears, I would like you to share with me if you don't mind. You could type or you could send me a message about those fears. So these fears are non-existent. Non-existent means we either think about our past or our future, and sometimes we think, what if this happens? So that means we always worry about the future. So this fear is in our imagination. Most of the time, it's in our imagination. It's not even real. So if you look at fear as an object, it's up to us whether to break it and move forward or not. So I would like you to think about this before I go. Uh, think about a life without taking risks. So fear is something shield us and protect us. So, do you want to live in that bubble forever? You'll be safe when you don't take risks. But will you lead an exciting life if you don't take any risks? And do you think your life will be beautiful if you don't take any risks? And I believe that taking risks sometimes, getting overcoming those fears, is something that makes our life exciting. So that's the message I want to give today. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for coming here and supporting me. So see you again maybe next week. Thank you. Good night.